because he always used to act when like defending.
I think like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on. As the big man Ian Wright said there, we've got Amenyah in the building, a good mate of mine. It's been a minute, you know, the summer and the World Cup and all that kind of stuff. And now that the World Cup's over and he's done being a superstar, he's got time for us little guys, man. We say it, my boy.
Yeah, guys, man. All I'm saying is, yeah, I like what I'm seeing behind you still. I like it.
Nah, don't start your stuff, man. Don't start your stuff.
I go get one as well, fam. We can all rock it today, you know.
I've been screaming Brazil. I've been screaming for years. He's gonna win 2026. Yeah, man. I'll put it to bed now. I'll put it to bed. We'll go for Ghana though. We'll go for Ghana.
Hey, listen. You know what's even crazy? This is how this guy is so negative. Yeah, I was saying I like what's behind you, not about the World Cup, about certain transfer rumors. And look at what my man's doing. He's making it about a World Cup thing, bro. Fairs, man. Fairs.
No, I can't lie, man. When we was bantering each other on Twitter, I think you said something about Jamaica. Yeah, it's all just in love, people. But I said I'm never forgetting that because I had no rebuttal to it. So I said any L's you lot take. I like Ghana. It's just a chance to get at you, but dead all of that. In fact, that's a good thing to kick off, man. Obviously, I've seen your growth. You're doing your thing. We're proud of you on this platform, and long may it continue. Yeah. What was the World Cup like as a content creator, and then as a football fan?
Crazy, man. I can't lie. The moment I got back, I'm thinking, yo, man, I need to go back out there, bro. Like, genuinely, it was every single nation, yeah, because obviously there's bare fans and whatnot from everyone. Every nation bar like one, which obviously everyone can probably guess what nation.
Obvious.
Every nation was just on vibes, bro. Every night was like street parties. Imagine like Arsenal when they won the league, yeah. But it was just that basically like every day for just every random team, just good vibes, man. And obviously the games got to go to a few. Yeah, and I enjoyed it, man. That was my first time going to like America as well, innit? So
you went a couple places in America, innit? I know you just didn't go to New York.
No, it was New York, and then I went Toronto for the Ghana game.
Which one was better, Toronto or New York?
Well,
try
Toronto,
and put the Ghana.
No, genuinely, Toronto. I saw nothing. I literally went there to watch the match, and then by the next morning I cut in it. So I didn't even pre anything, bro. I was there thinking, is this what Drake is all gassing up? But then I realized it's them was there. All I've seen is the train station and the stadium in it. So maybe
A to B. Yeah, you was there, but you was there by a proxy. Wasn't because I wanted to ask you a few questions about this, man. Like, what was the next question? I was going to ask you something about the World Cup, but it's just slipped me. Oh yeah, that's it. What was it like being a fan in the stadium? Because you're on the ground in it. There's hydration breaks. There's American fans moving mad. I don't know how much they're showing you in the stadium, but every minute they're panning towards celebs.
Yeah, obviously you got the fans moving mad as well. The only thing that really rattled me, yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I went to go get some water in it, let me explain to you why this was a bit of an issue. I've queuing up now, yeah. I'm waiting like 5 minutes. I'm thinking, cool, like, come on, like second half's gonna be starting soon. Can we like hurry up in it? Then I see some people queuing behind me, like, yo, what's happening? What's happening? Two reasons why I got rattled, yeah. First and foremost, I see my man with his like one child, yeah. They've got like 4 trays of hot dogs in it, like 25 hot dogs for the two of them. I'm thinking, okay, first of all, you're not here for like a buffet in it, like it's a football match. Then I've now gone to get my water. They've done, oh yeah, that'll be $6. That's okay. It's a stadium, fine, whatever.
Hold the L.
But it's them ones there where they show you the machine, yeah, and they have automatically 20% tip. And I'm there thinking like, yo, all you done, yeah, was turn around, open the fridge, and bring the water. But the way they put it, yeah, it's like you can obviously put 0% if you want to, but you have to intentionally do it so like they know in it. Like you can't just on a little like, yo, let me just
like in McDonald's, just cut out.
It's start on 20%, yeah. I'm just thinking, nah, man, you lot are violating. But other than that, the actual stadium experience, I enjoyed it. To be fair, the drinks break, obviously, yeah, not a lot we can do about it. We ain't seen no adverts or nothing. We're just literally, I guess, standing
You're just there, innit, really.
I checked my phone for a couple minutes, like see what I go on, but I really enjoyed it. Obviously, the weather was a bit mad. In terms of like,
nah, you lot must have been dying out. Well, we were dying in the UK, but yeah,
I've never gone to football matches in a vest, bro. Even like Emirates here, even if it's summer, obviously t-shirt and sometimes you take a jacket, like wrap it around your waist just in case. You know,
just in case it gets dark.
Across London, there you go in a vest and you're calm, bro. It was mad. But
yeah, that's another question. Like you alluded to it, yeah. What's the tipping? Because I've only been to America as a little kid, in it, so obviously I wasn't seeing that part. What is the tipping culture as extreme as they're making out? Obviously, you alluded to it.
Water, one water. It's not like, listen, I hear it like if you're at a restaurant and you know they've served you nicely and they're all vibes and polite. I get it, innit? I'm not like, we're not gonna be stingy, but like I just ask you to get one water out of the fridge.
Go from A to B, like, is that passing? There you go.
I can get it myself if you want. You know what I mean? I don't need you to get it. Just I'm paying $6 already. So no, they gotta let that go. But I think there probably would have been a realization with how many, like, you know, foreigners from England or Brazil or wherever everyone's coming from, that we're not gonna run
peace
to you lot. So maybe they're gonna realize soon that the tipping thing. Go tell your employers to raise your wages, and don't ask us to do it, please.
I mean, from what I said, like I said, I've never been on the ground in it, but it seems like something's broken in it. Like I get it, tipping culture, as you alluded to, you're in it. We do it here, in it. If you're in a restaurant, cool, it is what it is. It's kind of whatever. But the way everybody, and you've kind of alluded to it, it moves like people, like it's like you have to do it. And again,
you feel like you're a criminal if you don't do it. But
this is what I'm saying. It's like there's something broken. Pay your people their kind of fees, if I'm honest. I wanted to ask you another question. Yeah, I want to ask you a couple of World Cup questions. Obviously, I'm always tuned into your content. The one that I liked is when you're going around, you're asking questions. There was one video you was trolling Donny. You were saying some random names. Dons were saying, "Oh yeah, I know about him and this and that." It's fucking funny. Like it's fucking. You need to do that more, yeah. But what was your favorite bit of content out there that you made that you was involved with?
Yeah, I think that was probably it, to be fair, because like
that was fucking funny.
One, obviously in England, I don't really do like street content or whatever, because more time, obviously everyone's just like they're either miserable or it's like not that you feel shy, but you don't want to be walking around the street like with a camera.
Them man are more open.
Yeah. You go there and it's like I asked them beforehand, before I even start recording, like, what's your, football knowledge from like a scale of 1 to 10? They'll be like, "Oh, sorry, dog. It's like 3." I say, "Perfect. That's even what I need." Like, I want someone that don't know nothing. So when I start yapping and asking, El Nino versus El Phase, who's better? I want you to start.
Yeah, that it killed me. So because there was one guy started waffling about El Phase. He started waffling. I'm thinking, bro, you do not know what you're talking about.
And that, I said, nah, man. There was so much. I think engaging with like the American fans. Because obviously there's stuff that like couldn't be like in the edit or whatever, but in general, even like the first one I think I posted, it was I went to Brazil, Morocco. That was like the first game I went to, and
that
so obviously New York was full of like Brazilians and Moroccans. I'm just asking like obviously top 3 Brazilians all time, and then I just see Spider-Man pull up, and he's there telling me, Kaká, Ronaldinho, like bear in mind more time. Obviously he's just there like doing his job, posing for pictures or whatever with like little kids. My man said, "Now get me on the video, bro." So them man are always like up for doing content. I didn't really record that much in the stadiums. More time I was just there to like, I don't know, enjoy the match, innit? And then I'll do like
they caught you on TV though.
Yeah, that was the Ghana game, innit? The Ghana Panama one. But that's a whole other like long story, innit? That one I wasn't even expecting to be on TV, bro. I keep telling people I thought it was like, because it was one random brother, innit? I didn't know it was like live, like broadcast worldwide. I thought, okay,
you're just in the right place at the right time.
I thought my man's from like Getty Images or something, innit? Like I'll go get like a quick screenshot of that, when I get home, innit? He said, nah, this is your TV, G. My phone was just every country. I said, yeah, man. Fairs. I
wanted to ask you as well, like, obviously, like, football's for everybody, innit? I do think when people look at, not you or me or anyone, but people have, every nation's got some perception in it. Like they would say with England, we gas up everything. We kind of look down on people. With Americans, they move like they one, they belittle their passion. 2, they move like they're just they're not really fans and they use it as a kind of stick. But like you being there, obviously it's the World Cup in it. You had crazy South Americans, all the other nations. But what's your perception of football in America? Like purely just Americans?
I think they're slowly starting to get it. Like.
That's the vibe I got.
The initial week that I was there, I managed to pick like the best week possible because obviously their New York Knicks, they won their league. I
was going to mention that as well
for the first time in
so you just got caught up in that as well.
Yeah, bro. I was the biggest Knicks fan for like 3 days, bro. I'm there, let's go Knicks! Like I'm running down the streets, like waving everything. But when it comes to the football, I think because it's important to know they're obviously doing well in the groups, right? Like USA,
they give a good account of themselves.
They were low-key cooking, so naturally. You get more and more involved. I saw they were doing some Balogun chant, but they remixed. The Eze one that we used for Spurs. They remixed that with Balogun robbing him from England, didn't it? And I can't like it was kind of cooking. So I'm like, okay, they're finally moving on from like defense.
Yeah. Like, yeah, come on, dudes. Like,
yeah. So they're starting to get the chance and like little bit of like slide digs here and there, which obviously makes for, I guess, just a better, experience like as a whole. Obviously, the football IQ is not going to quite be there because most of them are just tapping in for the first time. But
it's a passion merchant thing.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping that USA would, go quite far, because it would mean that just naturally more and more eyes are going to be watching. Like, yo, you heard this flare in Belogan? Like, everyone lock in and start watching.
And there's legacies for generations to come.
Exactly. So it was good.
No, that makes sense, man. I mean, kind of on the same thing, but different. Like, one thing that I've always admired about America, again, I haven't seen it, but you've got it definitely on your platform. I have it. There's a lot of Americans that watch football. Some of them know and I know people need to learn from anywhere, innit? But so a lot of Americans, they know their thing. Some are just getting into football and they kind of learn and whatnot through you, whether it's in your case, whether it's tactics or the rankings and player history and going back to the 1930s and all of that kind of thing. And obviously Americans are passionate with anything. Like, you probably there's no way you could probably sell that in it. I'd probably have had to have been there with you to see everything in it. But one thing that I've seen as an outsider looking in is I'm actually jealous because England clubs ain't got it in it. Like, I know there's a lot of like Arsenal pubs, Arsenal kind of fan clubs, and I know we've got that in the United Kingdom, but I get the vibe that like they've got proper little hubs and tribes and things. Was you exposed to any of that?
No, not really, because obviously it was World Cup in it, so there wasn't one thing I will say though. Yeah, I'm not just on a bias thing. Like, Arsenal are massive, bro. Like, if there was any club shirt that I was seeing every single day, it was Arsenal. I'm going to games again, Brazil, Morocco. Yeah, why am I rocking up with Declan Rice shirts, bro? Like, I'm thinking, what is going on, bro? Like, and obviously I was with other people that are like also creators and that from N. So obviously shout out them. And like, one of them is even like a United fan, and he was like saying, bro, like, what is actually going on? Because first it was a joke that we kept on pointing out people wearing the Arsenal shirts, but you're thinking,
got serious, isn't it?
There's no like United shirts going in. There's no nothing. There was, to be fair, second, and I guess it kind of fits because USA are kind of new to this. I'd argue the second most viewed team would have been City, to be honest with you.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that,
No, but you know what it is? It's because it's America. Their understanding of football is the last 5-10 years, in it. So naturally, you're gonna just go give me City.
They're man of the winners.
Ireland, yeah. But in terms of like actual little, the little like pubs and stuff that you're referring to, I didn't really see that. It was just people wearing Arsenal shirts in the stadiums and around the city everywhere. So,
where do you rank the World Cup? This recent World Cup, like, where do you rank it in terms of like legacy for you in the World Cups you've seen?
It was moving me, up until like the quarterfinal, semi-final. It started to get meaty for me.
Swear down.
It was an incredible. The group stages were incredible. Obviously, had some great shocks. Round the 32 was class. So many comebacks and stuff. But like the semi-finals was kind of dead, bro. And obviously the final, I'd argue maybe the worst final ever. Like, I got the outcome I wanted out of the two.
So did I. I get it, I actually get it.
Like, normally, of course, listen, there's 104 games, I believe it is, or 103, depending if you count the third place playoff. So obviously the first 95 games should count, but it's impossible not to factor in how the final went in it.
How it ended.
That's got to have like a massive weighting, and I did not enjoy that game whatsoever. I was honestly hoping that we just would not get extra time, bro. Somebody put us out of our misery, and that's not how I should be. Watch. Yeah, and that's not how I should be watching the World Cup. So in general, I mean, I'd probably have last World Cup over it, to be honest with you.
2022.
Yeah, I do reminisce sometimes about the 1958 World Cup when obviously Pele burst onto the scene as well. Because that game against Sweden, that was when we all said, yo, this Pele guy.
This guy shaves.
Fairs. But then, listen, that you obviously shout out, like, back home, obviously we had 66, innit? So we won that one on home soil, and we got to see Eusebio playing. When Eusebio scored, obviously, them crazy goals against North Korea, we were all going like mental, bro. But yeah, I'd say it's like,
how are you able to say this with a straight face?
I still put it top 5. I just didn't. The ending kind of got a bit boring to me. Like, even the semis, right? Argentina, England wasn't really a fun watch. Obviously, it was hostile. That's cool.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
France, Spain. I was kind of hoping for a France win, and forget like what I wanted. The game was quite dead because Spain bopped their heads. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like as dramatic as that period of like every day where you got like Argentina, Cabo Verde, bang, England v Mexico the next day, bang. Then you got like Argentina, Egypt, just back-to-back days of chaos where I'm thinking, yeah, this is gonna be number one.
Even Switzerland, Argentina, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were all just crazy games.
There was hella moments, man.
It just started to peter out a little bit for me.
Do you know what it is for me? I can't lie. It took me a minute to get into World Cup mode because I know like it's a weird one because you do just want to talk about football. You do just want to focus on football. You do just want it to be a celebration of everyone whose countries are in it, all congregating to enjoy this football festival, which is the World Cup. And obviously other nations in it, like it was great. But for me, you couldn't get away from the outfield stuff in it, the whole geopolitical stuff with countries getting into the World Cup, fans traveling to certain stadiums. I do think the football, and literally I'm talking first get group games and whatnot, and I say that subjectively, I thought it was kind of dead. But then I think it exploded into life. Like, I don't know how it would have worked for you lot with your time zone because you lot was actually kind. But for me as a Londoner being here, I'd say the 2 a.m. games, the games that and the countries that are probably not the biggest like box office games on paper, they were the ones that were filled with excitement. So I do think the entertainment value is there. I don't agree with the hydration breaks and things. Obviously, away from genuinely needing that, I just think it's a marketing exercise. But I do think it was a good World Cup. I share the thing you said towards the end. When I look at it, Spain versus France weren't really amazing. The final weren't that good, really. Even when before Argentina went to 10 men, it was all Spain. France versus England, as an Englishman, of course, Saka getting a hat trick, yada, yada, yada. It's amazing. But yeah, man, I don't think it's that. For me, if I was to do like top 5 World Cups, like I don't have it above 02. I don't have it above 06. I probably do have it over 2010, only because I feel it was really just a Spain thing. 2014 would never be like, it could be better than that. Brazil got rubbed out. But I'd say 02, 06, 2022, 2018, but I'll probably say 2018 over.
You mentioned obviously like the off-field stuff, and 100% there was so much of that. But I feel as though like, has there been any World Cup since like 06 that hasn't had all of that?
No.
Like
that's where you're at.
Everyone was crying.
Everyone had something to say. Qatar, yeah.
Crying. It's winter. The work. So it's like realistically, at some point, we're gonna accept like every World Cup coming now. Yeah, there's gonna be some element of corruption or dodginess. So you just have to try enjoy the football, unless it's like, don't get me wrong, hosted in a certain nation. Then okay, cool. But as things stand now, it's like I think US have done a very good job. Obviously, I'm talking about the actual hosts themselves, right?
Yeah, the actual big up Canada and Mexico as well.
Yeah, not Trump and these man. The actual like hosts and the people that were organizing it.
The actual
done their very best to give us a good show. Granted, hydration breaks, horror, all that kind of stuff, and the prices of the trains to get to some of the stadiums, horror. But in general, like I said, I enjoyed it as a World Cup. It will definitely be a very memorable one for the storylines and stuff. So
they tried to engineer it for Argentina and Messi, man. I think 2022 they did that. I think they tried to do it now. Thank the Lord that it was a successful hate along. Enzo Fernandez, appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I'm actually very glad they lost, because I was saying literally like every single game, bro. There's no way they can like not even forget even like, the cheating thing. I don't even care about all that cheating stuff. Where I'm just on about like they ain't that good, bro. It's just literally Messi. Like I was saying, it's Messi and 10 planks of wood. They were saying, no, you don't understand. Oh, Enzo's incredible. McAllister's is incredible. And I'm thinking,
these men are just thugs, bro.
Without Messi in this team, they've been knocked out like 3 times in the same tournament, bro. Whether it be Egypt, Cabo Verde, whoever, they're out bare times. But Messi was just obviously, going mental at 39. So you have to say, yo, fair play to him, but not fair play to anyone else on that team. And
I got two more World Cup questions as well, just because you're it's a chart. I'm in World Cup mode, yeah. First one, who are you giving player of the tournament to? Because for me, I feel Rodri, I feel Mbappe, I feel Elise.
Rodri was my third. Rodri was my third, yeah. I had Messi 1, Mbappe 2. Now, obviously, Mbappe had 2 extra goals, right? However,
Bellingham.
Slight tax at Bellingham was 4th for me. I done my entire list, innit? Slight tax on it being 3rd and 4th playoff, but obviously goals are goals, like they count, so no problem. I just think Messi, the way like he carried like that bum Argentina team. Now we know after the final how much of a bum team that was, right? And he carried them basically every single game. In my opinion, more so than he did 4 years ago. 4 years
100%.
I think 4 years ago, like, okay, we can clown Enzo, yeah, but that time was like a breakout Enzo. He was cooking.
They were actually mashing work. He was mashing works.
Di Maria was cold. I think he's done this almost like single-handedly this time. So I put him 1, Mbappe 2. I think obviously you break the all-time record of World Cup goals. You got to be up there despite, not winning it. Then Rodri 3, and then I had like Jude 4th. That's That's my ranking.
Say shout. I mean, you got to push Mikel Marino in there as well, because at the end of the day, he's the Undertaker, bro. Messi, Ronaldo never had chat for him. You know, he's ended everyone. I can't lie. My last question on the World Cup, for you. Do you think Mbappe is the best World Cup player ever? Because I can't lie. When I actually break it down, he is. 2018, star role. 2022, obviously didn't win it, star role. This one, they never won it, star role. We've not only seen that, but he's gone from a 16, 17-year-old where there was other leaders, ability's never been there, and he's just grown up and still been him in the France shirt is different, bro. That is different.
I think he's top 3, top 4. I'll tell you what would have changed my mind, if everyone can go back to like that very last World Cup. You know, when it's extra time, and he had the chance to score that 4th goal. Had he scored that, and when I think, who tackled him? Was it like, it was an attacker? It may have been like Julian Alvarez or no, I don't know. But I can't remember what attacker it was, but someone stops him from scoring the 4th goal. That, I might have put him in my top 5 footballers in history even. If he scores 4 goals to win the World Cup, I was ready to dash him like top 5 ever. But I just think, yes, he's got the most goals right now, and for sure in a France shot he always delivers. But I think
so decisive, bro.
I think he needs that 2nd World Cup though to be number 1. Like, if we're saying like Pele's got 3 World Cups, obviously you can argue.
I hear it, but it was different them times.
You can argue about 62. Well, why is it different?
All right, let me change this. Footballers we were alive for, like that. No,
you were there for Pele, bro. You were there for 58, right? Balled out, 70 balled out, 62.
That's
I can give you
century,
because we can never forget obviously
Colourful
the injury
TV.
62. Colourful TV. Hey, but by 70 there was colour TV.
This guy,
you're forgetting when Carlos Alberto scored that goal.
Anyone who's been at a World Cup since Sky Sports has been here. He can't wiggle out of that one.
Okay. Then it's Mbappe. Then it's Mbappe.
This is what I'm saying.
Because you would be saying realistically it's between Messi and Mbappe because obviously Messi was basically him and Mbappe fighting for like number 1 all-time.
Gunshot for gunshot. I thought that was going to be the final, bro. Genuinely.
Yeah, but at the same time, Messi's had like tournaments where he weren't, crazy or whatever. Like obviously 06 is a bit early, so that's whatever. 2014, you could argue could he have done much better there? Yeah, probably. Obviously 2010 is I'm not going to speak about what won in 2010. So I think if we're doing it based on like the average World Cup performance, Mbappe will be number 1, if that makes sense. Because I can't, like, Mbappe hasn't had a bad World Cup before. He either wins it or he goes and gets Golden Boot and doesn't win it. You know what I mean? Which is the last 2 World Cups. He's won the Golden Boot in both of them, despite not winning the tournament. So I'd say yeah.
Yeah, not because when I only asked you, because there's a chance to ask someone else. Because I was watching the game. It weren't when they went out against France. I think it was when he was proper moving mad. When it was that weird one where Haaland's playing today, he scored, Kane's getting gassed, all kind of doing that. I had the thought like, surely he is, and then I completely shut it down. I was like, no, this player, that player. And then I actually thought about it, and I was like, I remember 2018 vividly, which France were the best team. 2022, as you said, fair enough, he didn't win the World Cup, but that performance alone deserved to win it. And then obviously France have, divvied out, but he's one guy that they can't really have smoke for. So that's kind of why I asked you, kind of bringing Arsenal into this, and as we piggyback towards Arsenal, what Arsenal player impressed you the most at the World Cup, or what Arsenal player performance impressed you the most at the World Cup?
Impressed. I'll use maybe surprised more so, yeah.
Or that
you got the shots behind you. Why was Martinelli low-key cooking?
in that midfield role,
bro? Martinelli was low-key cooking up Saturn. Like, obviously, all the others we know. Like when Saliba was balling out before the back stuff, we know, that's Saliba. Even Marino, we know this guy can come on last 20 minutes and go crazy. I think what Havertz bagged 3, that was not much of a surprise. Trossard ended this season very well, so
he had a very big him up. He had a very good.
I guess he's not an Arsenal player anymore, but at the time, let's say prior to the whole Besiktas stuff. So I think everyone done pretty much as I would have expected, but Martinelli, I guess, surprised me because I thought he would barely even, get minutes like that, and to score such a crucial goal, a last-minute winner, and in general,
another clutch done.
Yeah, I think he was decent. I think our other players, Bruno Guimarães, he was decent World Cup.
Speaking into existence, man.
I was there to see Vini's banger against Morocco. I said, yeah. Ooh,
and that greatest goal that was never scored. You must have been there for that when he danced past bare man and just hit the pass. Swear that was Morocco. It might have been another game.
No, I think that was Norway. Yes, I think I can't remember, but
Norway.
it wasn't a Morocco game because I remember seeing it on TV and I was shouting at my TV. But I know what you're referring to. When like he skilled someone like on the halfway line and it just started breezing.
Dance past bare man.
Yeah, that it may have been Norway. It may have been Norway. I can't remember.
I feel like it was Norway. For the life of me, I can't remember, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think everyone done well. I can't really think of anyone who had like a stinker of a World Cup. No. Unless
I don't want to name names, but there might have been some.
I can think of one. Actually, I can think of one. Wait, I think they're the same person.
Yeah, probably. And it's with
from England. Okay. I don't know if we're about the same person though. That's why I'm.
Are you talking about the guy who started quite well in the World Cup and then he reverted back to his type, or are you talking about not that we don't love that Don, but someone that's close to our hearts?
Like this guy ain't close to my heart, so I don't mind him. Like,
yeah, I know it's Nonny. Yeah, it's bait. It's Nonny. That's what I mean. I can't lie. I feel like this World Cup, it's a weird one because, like what you said there about we know certain stuff. I think it was a weird one for me because where like I saw stuff I did know and didn't know. If you're talking surprised, I would say Martinelli, not necessarily Martinelli scoring in a big game because he ain't been doing that stuff since 2022-23 on a consistent basis, but the clutch thing has happened, innit? Magalhaes, people try to slander him and draw him out of that Morocco game. You saw his quality. If you're talking surprised, I would say Noni initially, literally first couple games, because I remember he actually, when you accept, we all accept Noni for what he is in it. So it's in the remit of Noni Madueke, the frustrations and everything. When you accept him for what he is, I actually think he was one of England's best attackers. Now, obviously, as it went on, we saw the Noni we saw. And that's what I mean, Amenyah, in that I feel like this World Cup is done because these men play for Arsenal, but I saw Arsenal stuff in different shirts. Like with Odegaard, I feel it was a mini pre-season. Like you saw what he gives the team. I know we want him to do more, but the dropping deep, the being a bit of a linchpin, connecting the dots, pressing, all that kind of jazz. With Marino, as you said, we know he's got that clutch aspect. Saliba saw more leadership in a France shirt. If I was to say surprised, but Saliba was doing what he's doing, as you mentioned with Marino. I was surprised Zubamendi played very little purely because I know Roger had a good tournament, but he's still hardly fully fit. But I feel that's what I feel, man. I feel I saw different kind of Arsenal before. I saw Rice, and hopefully people can stop their agendas. Saka, it was nice to see him bag a hat-trick against France. Like you said, essentially it's a dead rubber. If I was to say surprised, I'd probably say Eze used centrally a bit when he did play under Tuchel. But again, that's not a proper role, if I'm honest. It was a weird one for me, man. It was a weird World Cup where you could see like the good, the bad, and the ugly. If I'm honest, I did feel sorry for Mascara. Obviously, Spain won. Apologies, but I always feel gutted when I think people who could have been in the squad missed out, and your country went and won the World Cup. I know that they could say, well, it's a World Cup squad, they picked it right, but I felt sorry for him in that regards. That's a good question as well, man, to ask you off the bat as well. Like me and you have done content, you do content, you watch Arsenal, either at the games or wherever, yeah. I've said to you before, the transfer market, and I promise anyone listening, we're going to get onto that. The transfer market is one thing, but I'm not on the crash out thing unless, God forbid, we get to September the 1st, we haven't made certain movements, because then you can't change nothing. If there's one thing that would make me illogically crash out, it would be injuries, because we know for the last 2 years, bare minutes in the legs. Obviously, the World Cup brought that. I'm not criticizing the medical staff or Mikel Arteta or the players in it, and I understand why the players would put their bodies on the line. But I look at Saliba, for example, bro. If it didn't happen in the France shirt, it was going to happen at some point, unfortunately, in an Arsenal shirt. In it, don't matter how good your car is, if you're always zinging it, it's going to happen. Like, do you have a fear about that? Because especially with the injuries, it's around core players. And we got to remember, Timber got injured and he couldn't even participate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on the first part for sure when it comes to like not crashing out. Because I'm seeing, obviously, let's say prior to all these, Brazil links in the last few days, even before that, people were just like crying non-stop, like, oh, Berta, what are you doing now? For me, genuinely, like, I don't really care until like late August, right? Because
when you can't do something about it.
Yeah, because like if for example, we're mostly crying about, the whole like Morgan Rogers thing or whatever, not even like on a bias thing, I don't really class that like as a hijack, because in my eyes, if I'm valuing someone at 70, 75, whatever, 80, and somebody comes to pay 40 mil more because they are more desperate, because they need to, because they have Garnacho as their, their winger at the time. We don't need many more like wing fielders in it. So there was not that same desperation to go and pay.
I wanted him though, but
no, for sure. But I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, obviously you can want him, but like to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, the price thing.
I don't want him for 117, and especially again, we're gonna obviously get onto it later, I'm sure. If there's a scenario where you get arguably the best in this position for 15, 20 M's more, then you are crashing out for no reason. You know what I mean? So just for me, just wait. I'm not in the board meetings. I don't know what's happening. Wait until August. If nothing is happening, you say, yo, what the hell is happening there? Why did you, man, bug out and let everyone go? But until then, I'm not on this thing of like, oh, because you have the money, must go and pay it by force and look like a melon to everyone that you look at them and think,
yeah. You're saying people will cry, Amenyah, if you spent that 117.
Yeah. And then when there's no money left as well, they'll be like, oh, but what happened to the midfielder? Well, you told us to spend whatever money we have straight away. So, there you go. But again, I can hear the crash outs if we get to, August, and now it's like, you don't do the whole Vini thing. You don't do whatever other winger. You're now looking again at, I don't know, Neto or something from Chelsea. Then you're like, okay.
Apparently he's available, Careful, Amenyah, he's available, apparently. He just bust case with Garnacho.
Yeah, just about, man. Just about. But yeah, then the second bite was about the injuries. It depends who we signed this summer again, innit? Like, if, again, less have spoken about recently, but the Bruno thing, if that stuff is to happen, it's a little bit of an ease on the burden on Rice. I think there were people saying that, like, we're not going to see them till, November or whatever. I think we definitely are going to see. Given that Rice,
the only one I don't.
Yeah, of course. Saliba, that one is long. But, like, Rice and Saka, I mean, Saka's saying he's fit, but obviously he'll always say he's fit, so that's fair. But Rice, rest him a couple games, bro. Sorry, buddy. We got a title to defend, mate. Like,
thank you, because that's what I'm like. I hear it. I want Rice rested. I understand. And obviously, for those that can't read between the lines, me and Amenyah are saying, the appropriate times of rest and recovery and care. We want him to have all of that. End of the day, you're fucking Declan Rice. You're world class. You're
you
the heartbeat.
Play the third and fourth playoff. I'm sorry, you are available to play for me in a month's time, mate. Because I can't lie to you. Obviously, listen, I'm gassed that he scored and stuff, and he gets assists and whatever as well, because it boosts his his rep and his image. But when I saw the lineups, I'm thinking, there's no way this Tuchel guy's being serious, bro. There's no way.
Especially after the game before.
Yeah, there's no way this guy is now starting Saka and Rice, who are arguably the two players that are like on 1% battery. But again, Rice, balled out. Granted, it's a third or fourth playoff. So I know he's not like going to be facing full months on the sidelines. Yes, have a rest, innit? Have, a cheeky little month or so, do your thing. But we will be seeing you on match day 1. I'm sorry, bro. You're going to be there.
We need to. And again, you know what? Cardiff is the greatest of respect. Anyone can beat anyone. We might be able to get away with you without that. But I see our first couple games, Chelsea, this one, that one. Declan, you're needed, because it's one thing winning the Premier League and the great moments, like even being there with Amenyah. I bucked him on the parade. All the fans linking up. It's one thing getting there. It's another thing staying there. And I want Arsenal to do something they ain't done, which is retain the Prem and hopefully go one better in the champs. I don't know about you, Amenyah. I can't dream about the Champions League no more. 2 in my lifetime, took the league twice. If we win it, we win it. I'm not dreaming about that anymore. I have to protect my mental health in it. Like, it's sad.
So someone, I might start dreaming. I can't lie.
I might start dreaming, but it wouldn't. No, that would make me dream still. That would make me dream. Now, let me not cap. Because that would tell me, right, you know what? That would be a serious signing. And we're going to get into it, I promise, folks, yeah. But if you look through Arsenal's history, there's been a couple of transformative signings in it. Like Dennis Bergkamp was one, you could say Henry, but Dennis Bergkamp was clearly a changing of a culture. We fast forward to the Emirates when, like early Emirates era, we had to sell, we were broke, all of that. When we got Ozil and Alexis, that said, you know what, we can flex our muscles. Then Kroenke took full ownership. We got Declan Rice that said, yo, we're serious now. If you go and get Vini, it's not to say you weren't serious before because of the Rice timeline, I said, but that's to tell me we want to try and join Europe's elite now. We want to be one of those favorites when it doesn't matter where they are. Every year that comes, we'll always say, Bayern Munich, PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid. They'll always be the ones you talk about. So I want that. And I'm with you in that. I don't understand the crash outs. Like for me, I don't know how you look at it, yeah. As an overview, and like you said, I'm not in the transfer meetings and all of that. So that's why I'm allowed to feel happy, sad, excited, anxious, depending on what's being said in it. But I don't know what Burr's doing. And I know no 2 years are alike here, but people need to look at last season. Granted, we were moving a lot more faster than this. Zubi was in. But I remember Noni. Like when we was just focusing around attackers, we got Noni. It looked shaky with Eze. Gyökeres, they were acting. Everyone was crashing out. Suddenly, when you get all of these dominoes in place, yeah, it looks a bit different. And that's even like, what do you make of the Zolis, with Trossard going and Zolis? Because I think people are, I wouldn't say unfair to Zolis, but I think they're unfair in the sense that I think people are looking at his thing with isolation, innit? When you're linked with Alvarez and this one and that one, you're getting an unknown guy from Club Brugge. Man are onto him. I actually like what I see. Now, I'm an armchair expert. It's really just YouTube clips and whatnot. Man, I'm not going to act like I know him, but I like what I see on paper if that correlates. But yeah, where you at with Trossard departing, Mr. Clutch, big him up, and obviously bringing in this Zolis fella?
It's unfortunate, but obviously you can't hoard every single player you have. You know what I mean? Like, obviously nobody's like excited to see him leave, but at the same time, if you do want to go and spend money, you're gonna have to get some wages off. You can't have 45 man, in your squad like it's
there's someone else who's got to go as well,
or whatever, innit? So no, there are a few guys that have to go, and Trossard is one of the few players who is of age in terms of like
31.
You're not gonna get any better. This is like the best. And
31 with a year left on his deal.
Yeah, so you're gonna get like. Listen, other clubs might have somehow got 35, 40 for him. Facts, we're still not really good at selling, but ultimately, someone had to go, and I'm glad he left with a title. You know what I mean? There's a few guys that like, if you leave, like I said time ago, you got a title, big respect. If it so happens that, well, obviously with Saliba, it's a bit techie. I don't know what's gonna happen with our defenders and Timber's injury. But if Ben White does go now, it's like a big respect. You got your title. We wish you, all the best.
I wish Tierney and Tommy Everton and them kind of players had that as well, man.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So the Trossard one, I get it. You know what I mean? And you do need to make space. Now, this Solis, I'm kind of in the same boat in terms of like, I'll be so real. When they said, he played against, Arsenal last year and against when he was with Norwich, maybe it's not a good thing, but I don't even remember him from these times, bro. Like, I wasn't looking in to see what is this Solis guy doing. From the
he was 19 them times. He's 24 now. A lot can change, bro.
Yeah, and from clips, I mean, if I want to gas him up a little bit, guys were saying he's like, the Trossard guy. He looks a little bit like a shoving in terms of like the clips that I'm seeing. If he can play like a shoving,
that's great, how you need to move.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know bare about him, innit? So if he's like the backup guy, and then you have a superstar winger, then I don't think it is that bad to have someone who, again, he looks like he seems like a nice dude, if that makes sense. Like he's happy to be
a point
here.
To prove as well, man. That's what I like.
Well. He's not like he's too gassed. You remember like when Norgard signed, that one was a bit too far. Like,
yeah, crying and that. Big him up, but come on.
This guy was like, "You man changed my broke out life." I'm not saying go that far in it, but like he seems like excited to be here, which is what you want, innit? Like,
and he backs himself.
Yeah, so obviously we'll have to divide the GA by like 2, but even still, when you divide the Belgium League GA, he still comes out at like what, 15 goals, 11 assists.
Yeah, there's an exchange rate, but at the same time, if you score goals, you score goals.
Right. That comes out all right. So I'm not gonna judge too much until I've actually watched the 90 minutes. I'm not really a compilations guy, to be honest.
Where like if you had to guess, well, 1, would you sell Martinelli as well? And 2, right now, do you think Zolis starts or do you think Martinelli starts?
Oh, it's hard to say because I don't know enough about him. Innit? I'd say Martinelli would start to begin with because obviously he's more familiar with what Arteta's on. He's more familiar with having to track back and whatnot. Which I know, again, for a winger, you're not looking at tracking back as your first attribute.
But it's necessary. Like if you're watching, football, we know that is the valid point.
Yeah, we know like he's already familiar with this, and then I reckon it's going to be a thing where Solis at half an hour here, 35 there, and then if you're cold, you're cold. You will go and grab your spot in it. Like it's not like Martinelli is, I don't know, Saka or something where it's if he's fit, he will play. Like basically no matter what.
You can grab that shirt on paper at this moment in time. It's free game.
Yeah. So would I sell if it meant you go and obviously end up managing to persuade Vini? Then I hear it. There's some sacrifices.
It's a necessary evil.
But like I'm not willing to chuck him away for many other wingers realistically. Again, unless Saudi come calling, because we can't sell for anything, bro. We're gonna watch here.
Look at the bread West Ham chopped,
bro. We would get like 30 mil for Martinelli, and we have nothing to do. And it's like, bro, I don't want to sell him for that amount because, like, he is someone that has contributed a lot to the club.
We need a similar fee to Anthony Gordon as a benchmark, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, from Saudi, because ain't no top 5 league kind of club paying that one. So I wouldn't sell, but if you told me he has to go in order to get Vini, okay, cool. Nah, big respect. Again, it's been a great time. I'd like to keep him personally. I do think he's someone that can offer something different to, again, currently what we have, right? In terms of he's that kind of in behind rapid guy. Again, with all due respect, I'm not counting Madueke in this conversation. I'm talking about like Saka, and like Saka's obviously our best winger, but he's ball to feet. He'll take you on, either cut in or go down the byline.
Martinelli just straight aggressive with
the one that like on them counters, you just knock it and he'll be there. Now, obviously,
it's a good tool to have in the toolbox when you just accept Nelly
Vini,
for what he is.
He'll do that. So you don't necessarily need Martinelli for that. But again, sorry to mention it, maybe I'm polluted by the way that we've been moving, but Martinelli really helps defensively, bro. Like he proper tracks back. And if you, let's say like on a random sub appearance, I don't know, you have to play right wing or whatever, Saka comes off and Vini's on the left wing, realistically Vini ain't doing that dog work back. But Martinelli will at least do it on the other side, or Saka, who already does do a lot of defensive work. So it's someone that's useful. I know his goal record is not crazy this last year or so, but that's his boy as well, man. They're buddies. So let's have a little Brazilian club and let's make Brazil great again.
Oh, well, Amenyah, I don't know, man. I tried it. I gave it all I can, man. I don't know, man. I think God has to help Brazil still. I don't know, man. I was humbled this World Cup. But I share your point. I know people don't like to hear it, and I don't like to hear it necessarily when we were talking about wingers tracking back. We've played Sunday League. When you say, when people are talking about wingers tracking back or how Cam presses, for me, that's like when man say, oh, I like Bobby, he puts a shift in. We need man that do that. Yeah. But that tells me there's a cap. But that's why I said for all of Martinelli's frustrations, and he would be in the category of, I would say, for me, you're available for the right price. I wouldn't actively force you out. I'd actually be trying to keep you because I'm wary of too much change, but you'd be available for the right price. I'd slap a couple man in there. That's what I mean. When you accept him for a tool as in a toolbox, so for me with Martinelli, bro, I don't think about 2022, 23 anymore. I don't entertain the conversations about making man a striker. I don't do any of that. The good, the bad, the ugly, like you said, when the game's open, you might get 1-2 clutch goals. You muck in defensively. You're our boy. I accept you for that kind of thing. And then it made me ask you, I wanted to ask you this as well, because obviously you're an armchair expert like myself. We're not knowing Berta and whatnot. But I'm conflicted when I look at this transfer market, bro, because on one hand, we've ended our trophy drought. We have got some money. Obviously, I promise people we'll get into Vini. We're linked with all them guys. We finally got here. We got the Champions League final. I do want stars in it. But then there's no value, quote unquote, on the market. Like, granted, if Morgan Rogers is 117 million and he banged for Arsenal, he bangs for Chelsea, nobody cares. But I do think people are getting zanged. So then I'm conflicted in that. I do want household names, but I also want scouts to do their jobs. Even a man like Vini, like, it's not like he was Cristiano Ronaldo where he's gone sporting, he's made a name for himself at Man United, and then whatever. They probably saw about 10 games. I'm joking a bit, but 10 games, and then they bought him, and then he's developed. I do kind of want to find those players before they become those. But then I'm a hypocrite because we are going to have those conversations about who's that, what's that. So, like, obviously you're not better, you don't know Arteta or anything like that, yeah? But, like, how do you navigate this market? Or how would you like the club to somewhat navigate this market? Because our money needs to change. You're going to call me like a maniac, innit? But, like, again, as things stand currently, 27th of July, I'm all right with what's happening because, again, people know. That's not a maniac. First of all, you're the champions, yeah. You've got bread. Everyone, it's not a secret. Oh, like, look at it, we got bread. Everyone knows. But everyone's got bread as well. You'd be an idiot to then like just cave into everyone's demands because then those clubs say, okay, you know what, no problem. So let's use like Newcastle for example. Obviously, they know we've got bread, but like if you start at an amount that you deem to be plausible or feasible, and then the player now says, "Yo, listen, I can't lie to you, man. I really want to go to the champions." Let me repeat, to the champions, by the way. A long time. I don't think I've said that since we've been on here. So I want to go to the champions. Every time I hear that, man. Then you have like, look how he's smiling. Then you have like a bit more leverage rather than just whatever you want to offer. Boom, go and get that. And now you mentioned the, let's say, unknown type players. I mean, like the Salah, you look like Tolise, for example, but like Salah before he went to Liverpool, for example. Yeah, but Tolise would be in that kind of like realm, right? Less than Salah, because Salah, everyone kind of knew he was going crazy at Roma. Tolise is like more so what you're referring to, right? It's just that people are mad again, like you said, because we don't really know much about him. If you go like, people don't hear that when Premier League champions move like they don't really want to hear that. There's those what is like Ecuadorian twins or whatever. If you want to go really, really young, I don't know how, like 16 or 17 or however old they are. You got like a player, a couple there, and then like we say, if you got the money, and from what we're led to believe, they're willing to do whatever it takes. Today could be the big day, because obviously if the meeting don't bang, listen, we will be there, and there is no limitations to what we're willing to pay. That's what I will be saying in terms of insider sources. So if that one doesn't bang, then okay, cool. That's where we're going to splash our cash on someone that is going to be a level raiser. We definitely need, in my opinion, one superstar attacker because we saw it against PSG. We can be a great team, and we are one of the best teams in the world. But we need that individual brilliance.
yeah, people like to, I don't know, troll or laugh or whatever. You have someone like Vini, forget like even just the global impact and whatever, just purely footballistically, yeah, you have that guy on your wing and then Saka on the other one.
You're always going to think you have a chance,
Bro,
regardless.
That's someone that can turn the game on its head by himself. So I would continue as it's going right now. Don't get violated and start overpaying for players you don't need. It's the same thing as what happened with Mudryk, innit? I'm not saying Morgan Rogers is Mudryk, by the way.
Thank the Lord, we almost got zanked.
Big but like, we were gonna, everyone was crying, oh my days, 100 mil, and then he said, okay, we're not willing to pay that money. Chelsea are no problem. Go and get Trossard for 25. So it's not too dissimilar what we're witnessing, but of course, I say this under the impression that we will eventually get a superstar, whether it's Vini or not. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the summer. If we don't, then yeah, howler. But I'd like to think we get, a couple a couple 70+ mil type guys, one in midfield and one in the front three.
I hope so, man. If I'm honest with you, of the names we've been linked with, Bruno Guimarães is the one I'd say I'm the most confident in now. Arguably, I know there's many moving parts. Newcastle have seen a lot of key players go. As you've alluded to and eloquently put, there's a lot of things dominoes that have to fall in place. And I know Arsenal fans don't want to hear this, but there has to be a degree of patience. Like, even if we were to sign Vinícius, it's not going to happen today. That's going to be dragged out. We were linked with Julian Alvarez. That's going to be dragged out. And it's obviously conflicting. And this is part of the reason why, as much as a fan, I do think we need superstars and level raisers, yeah. I'm more on go and find these stars before they become stars, because the market is you're overpricing, man. And also, if I go off tabloid reports, which granted they're not credible, but Cola favors a move to Liverpool. They've been putting the groundwork for years. But Vini, I think we could sell a project, and if we got the finances, great. But I think his priority is probably to stay at Real Madrid. We're told Julian Alvarez is, twerking for Barcelona, so we'd be his second choice. So then it's like, it's not that I don't want these players, but I feel like it's wasting time, innit? Like, it kind of is what it is. I wanted to ask you as well, like, how many signings do you genuinely believe we need? Because I think we need 4. I think we need another versatile defender. Granted, before Saliba's injury, I was more on finding a Timber, Tomiyasu, Swiss Army knife kind of guy. Now I kind of would like a right back that could play centre half, or ideally a centre half that could play right back. Not necessarily Konza, but he can tick those boxes. And therefore not John Stones, because he's not going to be fit. I think we need a central midfielder. You said it earlier, to play with Rice or to cushion the blow if he's not there. I personally, it's not even I personally, the one that we'd all agree on is a left winger. Striker's a bit conflicting. If you could get me a Julian Alvarez, if you could get me a Krupi, if you could get me Vinícius, who can play up there, even though it'd be off the left, I'm all for it, but I'm willing to part that off to the side. I know there might be a backup goalie that we need and all this kind of jazz, but I would say you need that. Like, how many do you think we need?
Yeah,
what would be the absolute priority?
I'd be on the same boat. Obviously, we already have, Solis, so I would say, the two big ones is the left winger and then the centre mid. Now, the striker one, obviously, again, you spoke about like not changing too much. If the opportunity arose for me to say, again, like, Havertz, Gyökeres, thank you so much, I probably would. But that's a bit unrealistic. Like, I feel like a crazy left winger and a centre mid is doable, and then defender, like we say, with whatever 15, 20 M's you got left.
Scouts do your job like last year with Mosquera.
Exactly. I was about to say Mosquera was a class one. I'm sure you can do something similar again, or even someone that is, again, maybe even the other side in terms of like very much experienced, like, late 20s or early 30s, someone that has
in theory, John Stones.
That would give me at least 20 games, maybe, let's say, at a minimum.
I don't know about Stones doing that. Big him up though, but I get where you're going.
Then I'd be in agreement. So that would be, like I said, the 3 for certain, and the striker one is like I'd give it like a incredible window if it was to be obviously Vini, Bruno, and whatever defender. That would be one of, if not our best window like ever, despite it not being 6 players. I think we've got good depth already. You look like forward wise, or even in midfield and whatnot, attacking midfielders. We still got brothers like Ethan and that to see what he's on. Max Diamond's another year. Play, though? Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, but he can, innit? He
might just be a money thing. Yeah, you're right. You are right.
He might, and again, listen, it's not for me to obviously decide that one, but I'm just saying that there are options available also at home, right? Like I said, Max Diamond is another year older.
Yeah, but do you want McDonald's or you want chicken and rice at home? Like parents always said, I want McDonald's right this summer,
Yeah, well, listen, sometimes we know what's good for us and what's not good for us, sometimes the rice at home is better for your body, isn't it? So
it is. And that's where I agree with what you're saying about the spending. I know people like to do the buzzword thing, like, oh, show some ambition, we're Premier League champions, act like it. And I also hear what they're saying about spending and stuff, because I do understand if we've been briefed that Rodgers is our top target, yada yada yada, but there has to be a point that's unavailable. And that it is what it is. Declan Rice was worth 105 million to us. He's made that look cheap. Rodgers could have banged, but really and truly, I don't know in my heart, and I'm obviously biased to Rodgers because I really wanted it. My thing as well is, as much as I would have liked Rodgers and Vini and Alvarez links and this one, and they will make me feel some sort of way if we sign them, pause. It'd be amazing. But I'm more on the profiles. If you can't get that, get the profiles. Get me a game-changing left winger. Granted, Joe Bloggs might come today and, he don't look like a star today. We're having conversations, but in the months to follow, he's on what we need him to be on. There could be an unknown striker. There could be an unknown centre mid. I definitely think where defence is concerned, we shouldn't be... It's not that we shouldn't be shopping in the Premier League, but like you said, Mascara, somebody, there must be someone you can just scout, save a bit of quid. It is what it is. We tick over. I'm not really on the cons of thing, if I'm honest. So it's a techie one, man. In your heart of hearts, though, let's get into this, though, man. Like, in your heart of hearts, like, do you think we can get Vini?
Absolutely. The most important thing, like I said, is
I'm scared, man.
Is the end of today. I'm not saying we will. What I'm saying is, if he does not renew with Real Madrid, he will go to Arsenal. That, like, forget any other clubs or whatever. Forget, is the P's too much? Arsenal will pay the P's.
No, the bread's there, but
yeah,
he'll pay for himself.
Yeah, but my main issue is, and the reason why I'm only saying it's like a, I don't know, 25% right now, is because the big 75 is him obviously doing the gimmick of like, see me a new contract, bro. I was like, not that I'm going to go to Arsenal, but like I'm going to leave, and then vice versa. The club are going to say, yo, either sign or we're already getting deal Monday, so we can just, dash you away, like no problem. My concern is that eventually going to be like, you know what, cool. I do want to stay here for my whole career. The fans love me. I love the fans, whatever. Let's just sign. But I'm hoping that Jose just... The thing is, Jose hates Arsenal as well, innit? That's one thing you have to factor in. He will do whatever it takes here to just slander Arsenal's name.
Just fuck up our team.
Yeah, so okay, fine, yeah, have the peace. But obviously, it goes above Jose, innit? You have to factor in Perez and everyone else who, again...
There's a hierarchy over them sides.
So I feel as though he will renew with Real Madrid. But like I say, if he doesn't, I'd be extremely confident that Arsenal is the place that he ends up, because the wages will not be an issue, the price will not be an issue. They are willing to go to whatever lengths possible. I guess I can imagine, because remember when Eze signed and he walked out, I was there that day. I'm imagining Vini walking out, bro, out of the little tunnel.
See if we've done this.
Like I said, we got 24 hours. Yeah, obviously nothing's going to be confirmed in that time, but within the next 24 hours, I think we'll know whether or not he's going to Arsenal, because he either... Today's the meeting, which I guess I don't know how their meetings work. It might be like a final answer thing today, or it might be a whole week process. I don't know, but certainly today, by tonight, we'll have huge... Yeah, you better turn the notifications on for Madrid Zone, bro.
Brother, I'm everywhere. Because people are onto me on YouTube, they're saying, oh, you're being so negative about getting Vini. It's not that I'm negative, and I'm going to say it again. Do I think we could sell him a project? 100%. I'm going to throw it out there. Real Madrid is... Anyone that's not Real Madrid is a step down. We know this and all of that. He's obviously grown up at Real Madrid. As Amenyah said, they adore him over there. It could be a bit of mind games around the contract because Arsenal are serious again. All of those kind of things. They might, there's everything on the table. They could say he could want to run down this deal because his strength, his position strength is extended. He could go into the season with a year left on his deal and sign a new deal, or he could sign a new deal this week. Or what we all want is, the relationship's over, in which what Amenyah is referring to, we get him and we're laughing, innit? It's not that I don't believe Arsenal can't get Vini or don't want him. It's just, even when I read the David Ornstein stuff, away from the headline, it's not being negative. It's just nothing's going in right now. There's no club-to-club contact. There's no club-to-club contact. It's kind of contingent on if he signs a new deal. And then obviously, the only thing that gave me willingness is kind of what you said, because David Ornstein said it's got the approval of everybody from Arsenal. So if all these dominoes and
serious discussions have been had,
this is what I'm saying. Like, it will pay for it. It will pay for itself. But I feel the same way with Julian Alvarez. I actually think if Julian Alvarez is so dead set on leaving Atletico Madrid and Barcelona walk away from the table, and like I said, he's keen, he don't really care where he's going, I think we could intercept. The problem is it's a waiting game. I think we have the finances. I think we could sell him a project. We've dunked on his head back as well, so he knows about our thing. Other than that, I can't get excited yet. There's
but
not really anything.
You know what it is with Alvarez? Yeah, for me personally, there's like a level of player that I'd be willing to accept, knowing that you're not the first choice, if that makes sense. Like
Vini
certain players, Vinny's like of the caliber where, hey man, big respect. If it's not a stepping stone, because obviously he's not going to go back up to Madrid. Obviously, this is just, I guess, the end now. But he's the kind of level where you say, okay, cool. You kind of know you've been at a level above us, but we can also offer you something here as well, innit? And, you know, boost your legacy.
Just like Ozil and Alexis.
Exactly. Whereas Julian Alvarez, if you are that desperate to go to Barca and it's not happening, it doesn't move me as much. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't quite move me the same. Now, one thing with Vini, if we're going to just, let's make it a bit of, you know, a copium thing, innit? This World Cup, Mbappe has demonstrated that he is the guy. So when there's the whole beef about, like, you know, who should leave, is it Vini, Mbappe, who's cutting? I don't think Madrid can get rid of Mbappe now. After that World Cup, you've bagged 10 goals, 4 assists. You've become the all-time historic scorer. Clearly, Mbappe is there to stay.
And he's getting more French dons as well. He's taking over on the sled.
Exactly. So if someone has to cut, I'm sorry, Vini, thank you for the Champions Leagues. You know, from a Madrid perspective, thank you for the Champions Leagues that you had a massive part in. But we'll be parting ways with you now. We're not going to be paying you the 500k that is you're asking for, or 450, whatever, because obviously Mbappe is doing his thing. We've now got Diomande in there who can play on both wings. Rodrigo will come back at some point eventually.
That's who we should be sniffing around, but he's obviously mashed up his leg.
No, but even I can't, like, his is even worse than the Alvarez one. Like, he is that much of a beg for Madrid that, like, it's a bit too far for me, you know. And obviously, like, I don't know, seeing him against Arsenal and turn me off, man. Turn me off, bro. Like,
the thing is, where do we go from here as well? Like, because obviously there's not many players like Vini and that. It's just, if you can't get Vini and these kind of man, like I said, Rodrigo and whatnot, then when it's Nico Williams, who I actually like, even though he pisses me off, but when it's Rafa Leao, Nico Williams, Rashford, I'm sorry, I know fans wouldn't have it. Scouts, do your jobs, Carl. We've been looking for years for left wing. There must be something there. It's difficult to, and I feel sorry for the players, innit? Because fans are enticed by this Vini thing, innit? If you don't get Vini, then there's nothing really in it. It's like, there's nothing really you can tell me type of thing, really. Like, where do you stand on the Bacola thing? Because 150 mil, and I'm sorry, during the World Cup, I like Bacola. And I'm not saying he's not better than Martinelli, he is. But I just feel, it's why people want Bacola. I think it's a shiny new toy. I think he's got a lot of upside. I think he is a good player. But a lot of the things you complain about, or people complain about with Noni and Martinelli, you're going to have that with him. Bro. And it's these people that are going to be the first to draw him out.
I think I've been saying the same thing for like a year and a half now or something about this Bacola guy, which is like one of the greatest dribblers I've seen in the last, 5 years or so, 100%. But you cannot miss like 8 out of 10 chances that you get, every time.
Missed against us.
Liga, and I'm speaking about, or Champions League, whatever. He's going to miss some big sitters and then bag. I don't think in the Premier League it's a scenario where you're going to get that many opportunities to miss that many chances and then, score on the 7th time of asking. Obviously, in the World Cup, he definitely improved his, I guess, completion rate in terms of, he was scoring a couple bangers, there's like some good finishes as well. But in general, I know what he is, innit? I know what he is. And yes, like he can be an upgrade. But again, for me, 100 M's, you must be guaranteed to work, bro. And for me,
you got to be a certain caliber, man. I know 100 mil is the new 20 mil, but that's what I mean. And it's like what Wenger said. He's 23, 24. He's still young. The penny could drop. But I think you get into that scenario, which is why I said at the start with Martinelli and with Noni, you can also improve. But I kind of think you're reaching that scenario where you are what you are, if that makes sense. Like the good, the bad, the ugly, whether you have strong campaigns or not. If you're not ready at 23, 24 to be that caliber. Because if the penny dropped and all the negatives we've said or feel about Bacola, he'd be one of the best left wingers in the world. I just feel I'm yet to be moved over a consistent 90-minute basis from him on a consistent basis. Like, I feel the World Cup, he definitely had moments, but it never happened on a consistent basis. And man are saying we need to break down low blocks. Bacola's only highlights in a France shirt this World Cup came in running, bro. This is what I'm saying. And teams, we know how teams set up against us. So for me, it's not that he's a bad player. It's just when people check their own rhetoric and what they need and actually what they're saying, it's not making sense to me. Like it's not. I'll be gassed. I'll support it. I want the penny to drop, but I kind of want to get away from if there's 3 actions to score. Noni's one of them. Martinelli's another. Like there's 3 actions to score. So first action would be you made a good run. Second action, you've taken a great touch. You're next to the keeper. See, when it comes to slotting it near post or far post and all of that, this is the frustrations because it's these kind of players, Martinelli, Noni, Bukola, they get a lot of chances. They always have that thing of making stuff happen. And for what it's worth, apparently Liverpool are the front runners because they've been putting the groundwork. But I will give the club this. I don't know Arteta. I don't know Berta. If we're saying it as armchair experts, they've got to be saying it. Until the window's closed, there's always something to rectify. As much as, let's just say we found an unknown entity that we signed today. We don't know too much about him. Where people are moaning, but in the next 6 months, a year, we see he's a flipping star and he goes on to do great stuff. I don't mind that, and that's my port of call. If you can't get these stars, man, so we'll have to see. My last one for you, then. How do you truly feel about Bruno? Because obviously, being on Talksport, I speak with a lot of Newcastle fans in it, and obviously, them men are watching their players week in, week out, and it's like they rate Bruno. They don't want him to go and all of that stuff. The one thing they do say is he ain't got legs. Like, he ain't got legs. That's why I think him and Rice would complement each other well. Obviously, I want Bruno. I don't really care about that comment. He'll be a success. But, like, what do you make of Bruno? Do you actually think we're going to get him? Because I think he's the more likely of the... I would have said Morgan Rogers when he was at Villa, but, like, the Morgan Rogers is, the Bukolas, the Vinnies. I'm more realistic about Bruno. Like, I don't want to say I expect it, but I actually expect this to be done. I'll be real.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get him.
Early on, I wasn't really feeling him, to be honest with you, initially.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about early in terms of, like, when he arrived at Newcastle, by the way. Like, I knew he was good, but he just came across as, like, a bit of, like a thug, if you will, at times, right? Which is, like, not my kind of midfielder. Then, as time progressed, I'm thinking, you know what? As always in life, when you have new information, you're allowed to change your opinions a little bit. And towards the end of last year, I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting it. Like, I can see this guy is cold. And just by coincidence, remember the rumors started after like 2 weeks of the World Cup, I think it was. So I remember the first game of the World Cup or the first 2 games, I'm thinking, yo, Bruno, this guy, maybe I was wrong about him. He's kind of cold. And then the next day after that video,
Arsenal Brazilians as well.
No, then the next day they say, oh, by the way, Bruno linked to Arsenal. I said, have I cashed in at the right time here? I've just now said, this Bruno guy, I'm kind of rating it. He was getting assists, linking up with Vini, by the way. Very interested.
Everybody
and then the next day,
over here.
The next day they said, Arsenal linked to Bruno. I said, ooh, maybe I'm there now. So, I'm hopeful. Obviously, again, I don't know what's happening. It seems to be, again, even above, the managers and whatnot in terms of these discussions. So I can't
owner to owner type of thing.
But if it is 75, 80, I would pay that. Again, I hear the legs thing, but when I say the legs, it's not like it's like Tielemans where he's running in quicksand. He's just not Declan Rice, which is fine. No one's really Declan Rice, or even, I guess, Tonali. To be fair, Tonali is someone that's rapid. They
even said with Tonali, his passing range ain't that good. The short range passing, which is, I wouldn't think that. And even I remember going back further, even how they used to speak about Anthony Gordon, they couldn't believe it. That's why I think it's mad interesting when you speak to fans of clubs where they're watching Donny week in, week out. Now, I think our only issue with Bruno is money talks. Obviously, it's going to have to make sense. Our only thing is we should have probably tried to, and it's easy for me to say, but for argument's sake, like, probably should have grabbed him before Tonali was going Spurs, because there's another reality. We've got Bruno. Me and you are doing videos about him, Lewis Skelly, Zubi, Rice. Them lot are doing the Willy Won't-y thing with Tonali. So maybe we could have got in there sooner. But man.
It's hard to know, though, because the thing is, Tonali, obviously, you have to factor in, again, things that are out of our control. Tonali didn't get in the World Cup. So it's much easier to have negotiations with a guy who's just baking off in, I don't know, in Italy or something on a holiday, where someone else is in the middle of, a World Cup.
And he was up and around in January as well. So he was trying to pull it out before Bruno.
I can't really blame them too much. And obviously, you're not going to know someone's going to randomly come and, I don't know, snipe like Tonali or whatever. So the Bruno thing, if they're confident to get him, I don't think it matters when. So long as it's before the season,
we're cutting it fine, mate.
No, we are, but he's not like he's going to need to adjust to the Premier League, right? So I don't mind if it's, a week or two beforehand. Obviously, it's not ideal. You'd rather it be, you say tomorrow, okay, he's done. But that's clearly not going to happen. They're going to have some kind of discussions about it. And again, this is a Premier League title-winning team. I must have to remind you. It's not easy to just find players to definitely upgrade or be part of a squad that are going to have the right role, accept whatever their role is. There is no guarantee he comes in and starts. Obviously, he probably should. I'd probably start him over Zubimendi, but like, he's not to. You
got to earn your stripes still.
Yeah, it's even like you see Henry talk about it when he arrived at Arsenal, or even Barca when he was one of the best players in the world. He goes there and it's like, yeah, cool. Whatever I've done before, that was at Arsenal. That was with France. I've done nothing for Barca right now, so I'm gonna come in and I have to earn my place. So, there's a lot of conversation to be had about people's mentals, if it's worth it or not, So we'll see.
What do you say to my last one on Bruno, to kind of wrap up this stream, One thing that pisses me off when people do that, he's 28, 29.
You're going to have to hold it by the ice cream van. Just like apologies.
Man, bro, I clocked that, man. That's cool, man. This real life, bro.
They're yelling.
Right, it's a shame how much ice creams are these days, man. It's probably like £6 or something, man.
But I see 99p flake at £4. Yeah, cool, bro.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's a madness. You're better off going to Central London and buying their madness now.
You know what I mean? Listen,
cost of living is getting ridiculous, bro. Imagine you had a couple of kids, and they're £4 or £5, bro. You set back like £30 for your whole household, man. What do you make of the Because one thing that annoys me is people move like 28 turning 29 is 99 turning 100. Like, oh my god, the resale value didn't that. I hear it. I definitely hear it. But sometimes there's exceptions to the rule. 2 as well, bro. He could still be here for 3 to 4 years. What we could achieve in that is ridiculous. 3, I know not everyone's the same, but you see a lot of players still playing and participating at a very good level in old age. Like, I think it's nonsense, but that is one pushback we hear.
No, I'm with you. The age thing is not really him being 28, 29, whatever. It's fine for me, bro. Honestly, if you're gonna give me 3-4 years of your, very best, this is your prime years. I'd rather do that than, obviously. Listen, we're not talking about like go and get Casemiro at like 35 or something, but someone that is in these years. And again, his career has been solid up till now. Obviously, he's won a trophy with Newcastle. That's something that is kind of historic for them. Brazil not done much, obviously, as a nation, but you have a chance to cement yourself as like a massive player in a potential Arsenal dynasty
and win something. Like, a football career is short, bro. Like, as much as I understand, like he's Newcastle captain. As you said, he's made history with them, man. Obviously, they've let players go. His family and all of that are like, they love the city of Newcastle. I understand that, but then there's also that feeling of they love you now. And I'm not insinuating it's just Newcastle. They love you now because you're 28 in your prime years, Premier League champions, all this kind of stuff want you. You could stay there and give loyalty. Then you could get to 31, 32. I might want a 2-year deal. I might say I've made history. I've been a captain. I've stayed at this club and been a one-club man in England. They're going to say, when it don't make sense, safe, we can only give you 1 year. You're going to come to a disagreement and then you're going to get a testimonial. This is why I sometimes feel, even if it's with a heavy heart, you've got to remember a football career is short. Come and do your thing. So I do hope the pennies drop where Morris is concerned. I don't personally care about this whole 28, 29 stuff because every now and again there's got to be exceptions to the rule. It's different, but Vinny's an exception to the rule. You think Arsenal want to spend all of that P for him? It makes sense. Rice, it made sense. And by that logic, and I know it's a terrible example to trigger PTSD, Robin Van Persie never had longevity and all of that at the time United bought him, but they said, you know what, this could be a little difference maker thing. It's unfortunately for us, the rest was kind of history. So yeah, man, like, bring him in. If we can get Bruno, a game-changing left winger, patting up defensively, there's no reason we can't. Well, we can retain this thing regardless, but retain it, improve it, work out what we need to do in an attacking sense. I'd also say keep players fit because to go back to the example you used about individual brilliance against PSG, I think you're right. But another thing I would add is that game made me think sometimes you've got players have to arrive in the right moment. Granted, I'm not saying it would have made a difference, but if Rice wasn't leggy, if Saka never had these injury concerns, who knows? So if all of this could come together, I think we're doing the domestic double anyways, FA Cup and Premier as a minimum. But if this all comes together, bro, we're laughing, man. But Amenyah, it's been amazing, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you want to go grab some ice cream. Where can people find you and all of that, even though it's all in the description and the title?
YouTube, I'm here yapping every day.
As you should, man. Keep going. 100K, get.
Yeah, slowly.
Fingers crossed you do that tomorrow.
92K. So maybe,
go subscribe, man. Stop fucking about, man. There's a lot of dickheads that got 100K. It's all right. It's only right. Real guys get it, bro.
We're trying, man. We're trying. We're all trying. So yeah, same for TikTok, IG, whatever. I'm about, man. Yapping about whatever needs to be yapped about. So.
You ain't told them what to type in though.
Just type in Amenyah on any social. Just type it in. You'll find me somewhere, someplace, somehow.
You'll be surprised. People need to actually hear that. That's one thing I've learned.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll type that in whatever search bar. You should find it on most apps, I think. Don't search me on Facebook. That's the only one. Don't search me on that one, bro. I ain't there.
Yeah, but Hey, Amenyah, it's been amazing. People, you called me to get him here. We've made it happen. I have to big up Amenyah because there was no delay. He was making it happen. So appreciative to you lot in the chat. Appreciative to Amenyah. Let us know your opinions. I'm sure you agree and disagree with a lot of what's said. Subscribe. Get my friend to 100k subs. And on that note, we're out, man.
See you when we get Vinny.
In a bit, my boy. This guy.
Always